and welcome
to America.
To the CineBeards.
America.
I am Jason Musicant.
I am Jason Musicant.
No, I am Jason Musicant.
No, I am Spartacus.
I am Jason. You did it wrong.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can I be Robert Palmer?
Okay.
Fantastic. No, Robert Paulson.
His name was Robert Paul. Hello and welcome to another episode of the CineBeards. As you can hear from our shenanigans, we are on fire today. This is definitely the first
Thomas
recording
is
we're
fired
doing.
today.
Thomas,
So it's just 3 regular hosts and then guest host Thomas.
damn it!
Yes.
Fired and fired in the same episode.
Host is a strong word.
Yeah.
Well, we've all got parasites.
Yeah. Hey, that's
Thomas.
a great original joke. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't make that one 2 weeks ago.
No.
Gave Jason the
I don't
thumbs
know
up.
if you can hear, but we're thumbs upping the mic.
That's what we do.
We've put the sensitivity up, so hopefully it comes across.
That's the sound of a thumbs up.
Are you following?
Okay, so I'm your host, Jason Musicant.
Hi, Jason.
With me, as always, is the massive arsehole, Dion van Heerden,
Hi.
Marcus Knave,
ASMR.
and Thomas Shaw.
Hello.
Alright, so this week's episode, we're going to talk about a very important distinction between movie stars and actors.
Jason, who ams and movie stars versus what actors?
Oh yeah. Well, Dion,
Let's
if
unpack
I've
that
deciphered your
sentence.
question properly, 6.
And that's all from us.
That's sweet.
If you're looking at movie stars, the easiest go-to is Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And actors,
Well,
Daniel
unless he's
Day-Lewis.
in the Scientology compound, then it's just really hard to get in there.
Yeah.
We got drones.
True. Alright, cool.
But so do they.
Alright, so he's the easiest one to go to.
Another easy one, which is what this episode was kind of like a thinly veiled excuse for me to go on a rant about, is Will Smith.
Oh yeah, the
A man
most,
who used to be an actor.
The man
the
who used
single
to be an
most
actor,
consistent
but
actor,
is now a movie star.
the most consistent actor in Hollywood.
Suppose we can throw Johnny Depp on the flaming conflagration of movie stars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
that's one thing I like about both those actors is just they keep it fresh.
Ah,
Always just so dynamic.
yeah.
You know,
There-
you can really see the work that goes into
There
it.
is one actor that clawed his way back from being just a movie star.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Okay, 2 then. I'm talking about Tom Hanks, who was much more of a movie star in the 90s.
That is
Yeah,
true.
no, you're 100%
And
right.
lately he's been picking his roles better. I mean, Road to Perdition from back in 2002 was some fantastic work. Sully was good. Captain Phillips,
I never actually watched Sully. Does he just play real people now?
basically, yes.
Yeah, kind of. He's just kind of become a biopic guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in Bridge of Spies, he plays the bridge.
Yeah.
That's
based on a
that
real
was
bridge.
well acted.
Like, even Daniel
in that
Day-Lewis
movie.
was like, fair play.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I better retire.
Guess I better retire.
But I mean,
Comes out
so
of
it
retirement to play a
can,
drawbridge. One ups him.
so it can
Well, they got-
happen
that was a
vice
good guess.
versa.
They got The Rock as the moat.
Fucking
You
hell.
guys are terrible.
There's a movie star,
Yeah,
but
no,
not
they-
an insufferable one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, look, you get some movie stars who can act if you're going by like the regular definition of movie stars and actors, but this is going to be a CineBeards definition.
So it's gonna be good.
So to us, movie stars are people who just play the exact same role in every movie, which is themselves. Like Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, a man so selfish and so self-absorbed.
But there's a big difference because Tom Cruise is a producer.
I like that you got interrupted midway through a sentence saying, a man so self-absorbed.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I had something to say that not only was better but also more directly involved me.
Oh, alright, cool. That's fine.
I can't
yeah.
fault that logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a better thing, and I'm the one saying it.
You got me there.
No, I did get you there. Damn it, I tried to interrupt you. Maybe I was too slow.
That means I went back to my point.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, a man so stupid and self-absorbed that because he refuses to let stunt doubles do his stunts, Mission Impossible was delayed by God knows how many months because he broke his fucking ribs doing that stunt that's so very keenly put in the trailer every single time. You notice that every time they've cut that trailer?
In which
it's
one?
with all of them that he does that.
The new one.
Oh, in the new one.
The new one, yeah.
Oh, is that the one where
they're
he...
hanging on the
Yeah, the one
thing
where he
outside the
jumps.
helicopter.
Yeah?
The one where he jumps? No, it's the platform.
Where he hits the building.
Where he hits
Yeah.
the building. He did that and broke, like, 4 of his ribs or something
Because every
ridiculous.
time I see that in the cinema, I physically flinch.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh well, I guess it was worth it there.
Ian-
And Tom Cruise was in pain, so
Yeah, like he broke his
It's a
ribs
win-win.
and production had to be paused for months because he was recovering in hospital because he was a fucking
Why
idiot.
didn't they just CGI his ribs in like they did for Jeremy Renner's arms in Tag?
Exactly. They should have
What?
just done that. Yeah, he
Yeah,
broke both his
Jeremy
arms.
Renner broke both his arms while filming Tag, and instead of delaying production, they just CG'd his arms.
yeah. And he did Avengers 4 as well. He filmed with broken arms.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
Really?
Yeah, like as we say, luckily he doesn't do anything arm heavy, like in terms of his superpower.
Yeah. It's not
He's
integral.
more of a leg guy. He's like
Yeah.
Hwarang from Tekken.
Yeah, I love Horang and his axe kicks.
I did not know that. Wow.
Little tidbit there.
Yeah, that's good work.
That
ethic.
may or may not be relevant by the time this episode comes out.
Who knows?
Hey, I've seen a trailer for Tag. It looks fine.
No, it looks great.
It's
really
got a great
looking forward to it.
cast.
That's
I
the thing
will
is,
see
like-
John Hamm in pretty much anything.
Like
to
the
be
thing
honest.
is, it's John Hamm. It's the dude from The Office. What's his actual name?
His human name, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but he's hilarious in The Office, and he seems to play the same. And Hannibal Buress, who
Hannibal Buress is
fantastic.
fucking hilarious.
And then also the one funny guy from New Girl.
Oh, and it's also got that guy. It's his breakout role. The dude Jeremy Renner.
Oh, I was just about to steal that punchline.
Ew.
Just
Yeah.
about to
Snipe,
that's
snipe,
a-
snipe, snipe.
That's just a great cast. Like I just want to see those people like playing off each other and yeah.
Yeah. But what I was saying about Tom Cruise and the difference with him being a movie star is because he's a producer on a lot of his films.
Yeah.
He knows how to kind of skew them in the direction where his regular Tom Cruise role almost works for them.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't work all the time.
It
There
doesn't.
are misses, but
The Mummy.
especially with the Mission Impossible franchise, it's just perfectly geared towards him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they've got his special shoes so he doesn't look as short as the other cast.
Robert De Niro I saw wearing those as well.
Robert Downey Jr. wears them as well for the Avengers movies because he's like a full 4 inches shorter than his
Oh.
co-stars.
Yeah.
Only 4 inches. I would have thought a lot more. I mean, some of those people are beasts.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Hemsworth is...
Oh, I was thinking about Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, she's very tall.
She's got to wear anti-heels so she looks shorter.
They just cut her legs off.
They're called anthills. And why would she wear them?
Fucking.
I think someone made a joke at
Thank
your
you,
expense.
Drax.
I'll just be very still.
Whoa, where'd Dion go?
I'm so still you can't even hear me. The audience is like, Dion's gone.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but then you get people who are just really poorly cast all the time for money. Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
He is definitely...
William
he's definitely
H.
He's
Smithington.
definitely... Yeah, Smithsonian.
Esquire.
He's definitely at the point where he's being paid ludicrous sums. It's a bit like Eddie Murphy as well, where it's these actors that demand incredible salaries, and it's not always evident what value the film is getting.
No, it's
well,
not.
to be fair to Will Smith, he was good in Bright.
He was good
Yeah,
and
yeah.
bright, and like he's done good movies
Yeah.
where like you watch The Pursuit of Happiness or you watch.
The man
Adult.
can act. It's
can
just,
act, he's just
he
chosen to
chooses
be a
not
movie
to.
star. Yeah,
Or he just gets cast in things where he doesn't have to.
like
Or
Suicide
maybe
Squad.
the Scientologist gods compel him not to.
He's not a Scientologist.
He is a
He is.
Scientologist.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he absolutely is.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, wow. I mean, I knew he was nuts, but I didn't know he was
He
that
is actually
nuts.
also very close friends with Tom Cruise.
He's also
Oh,
a
really?
techno DJ. I'm not kidding.
What? That part I didn't know.
I'm
about.
not kidding. Makes techno.
I knew he was by chance the rapper.
No. Like I'm not talking about his rap music. I'm talking about recently. He's become a DJ.
For
Interesting.
techno. Did someone tell him it's not 1996
I don't
anymore?
know, man.
Well, no, because he's still making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one can tell you that it's not 1996 until you're not making
See,
money.
it's
Well, no, because
weird.
he was making tons of money and was super popular in '96.
So
Yeah.
I guess it's just a revival.
So, like, in his mind, that's where it still is.
Yeah, well,
It's
I mean,
still
his
the
bank
90s.
balance doesn't argue with him.
That's weird because like
You can't even see his bank balance. It's too big.
Idris Elba does many of the same things as Will Smith, and yet he's super cool.
I think
'Cause,
it's.
I mean, he's also a DJ. Like he DJs on Ibiza.
yeah, but
I can't believe I
was
just
never,
pronounced it Ibiza, like bastard.
Idris Elba was never like.
He was never
Comedy.
a massive like comedy child star,
Yeah,
basically,
like-
which is what
Yeah.
Will Smith was.
Yeah.
Who then,
Bingo.
yeah, and then had his rap career, started his movies, did his action movies
And then
his comedy movies.
did rap songs about his action movies.
Yes.
I honestly, I missed that a little bit.
Wild
Yeah.
West, Jim West, Rough
Yeah.
Rider.
I
Yeah.
wish all like leads in big Hollywood movies were required to make songs
To make
about
rap,
those
no,
movies.
specifically rap songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, specifically rap.
Because I want to see Daniel Day-Lewis rapping.
Yeah, and it's like you want to come out of retirement again. You're gonna have to lay down some
You have
beats.
to listen to some funky fresh beats. Hello,
Daniel Day-Lewis as Marshall Mathers.
I'm ready for it.
DJ
DDL.
Yes.
I was just trying to be more polite and let them finish this time.
Ah, your face.
It's fine. Yours was way better than what we were saying. But that would be
Well,
great.
to be fair, you have to give Will Smith credit on his rap career. I mean,
No, I don't.
no, you have to because he went multi-platinum without cursing
Was that
in
with
his rap.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Miami? Welcome to Miami.
It's probably before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, we can't take away from Will Smith that like he is a massive, well-deserved success.
Yeah,
it's
he's
just
a
that
success.
he's just
and that
recently
makes him a
become
star.
a
he's
movie
just
star.
like like Tim Burton and
Yeah.
Johnny Depp and lots of
Yeah.
other people who were these sort of fresh, promising, versatile.
Oh man, young Johnny Depp had so
Young
much
Johnny
promise.
Depp had.
Yeah.
You've seen
Just-
Crybaby? Like
They just kind of
The world
settle
was
into. They just settle into a
most.
rut, I guess. Or
Well, it's not a
even
rut.
a rut
Because
yeah,
a rut
rut's a
implies
bad
that they're
thing.
in a bad place.
Yeah,
they just
like,
saw an easy meal
It's in a
tickets.
groove,
Yeah.
yeah. And the thing is, if the work keeps coming and it's not terribly challenging, why wouldn't you?
Do you know a classic actor who I feel fits this pattern as a movie star very clearly is Sean Connery.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's just
He-
churning them out in the old age home now.
No, but my point is when he was in his prime, he was the same fucking guy in every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Remember
There
after
was
he
some
left,
that
after he
changed.
left the Bond franchise, which he hated, and they tried to get him back. Like he did that fucking batshit insane movie where he wore like.
Oh, with the red boots.
Yeah, like when
yeah,
he went,
yeah,
when he
yeah,
just
yeah.
went absolutely nuts. I don't know, like I don't think he.
For the record,
Yeah.
that movie is called Zardoz, and
Yes,
you
yes, yes.
have to watch
no,
it.
I have watched it. It was just
No, I'm telling our listeners.
it's a hazy memory.
I think Thomas, you're thinking of like really late stage Connery,
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
before he quit acting because he felt he was being used more like a movie star.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I don't think he ever.
Like it was
I think
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen that made him like throw in the towel. He's like, nah, I'm done.
That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite shit movies.
It's a good shit movie.
wasn't he also in the really terrible Avengers, the '96
The
one?
Ray Fine one.
Yeah,
Maybe.
wasn't he?
It seems
pretty
like he
sure he
would
was
be
in the
because
Ray Fine
everybody
one.
British was
I
in
think
that
he
movie.
was the villain in that.
Yeah. So like, I
Upwards
wouldn't be.
inflection.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, just in interviews and stuff. Like, he's always struck me as someone that's like very cynical about the industry and no bullshit. So
Yeah.
I can imagine as soon as he started falling into that, he was like, okay, fuck
He
it.
was disillusioned.
I'm
Alright,
done.
fair enough.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, like later in their careers and life, get that cynical. I mean, Orson Welles. I mean, famously when he was doing Transformers, like which is unfortunately his last known role.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, "This is crazy. I'm doing a cartoon about talking robots that change into cars."
Well, I don't think that's an old age thing. I mean, like, what's his face? Agent Smith. Can you remember his name?
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah. I mean, he's just
Megatron.
openly dissed the Transformers films. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I came in and like just lay down those like his lines in an hour for that garbage. Michael Bay firing at like, well, you got paid $500,000 for.
Oh, it was actually like Michael Fassbender in X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like in an interview, he's like, I don't understand this movie. I'm not really acting. I'm just coming in and saying my lines loudly.
In front of a green screen. Yeah, like underutilizing.
Yeah.
Oh, people are worried about Dark Phoenix.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. He's a good actor.
Who?
Oh, show me evidence of recent good acting.
I don't have any,
Okay.
but he's a good actor.
Ooh.
Alien Covenant.
Well, he's certainly not a movie star.
No, he's not.
He's no
Nobody's
Gilbert
like, hey,
Gottfried.
I want to go and see the new Michael Fassbender movie.
Except for me. And
Well, I mean,
Spoiler.
eventually,
And people who
eventually
have
he's
hope.
gonna do like a really emotional biopic where he plays himself, and it's gonna be called The Last Fassbender. It's gonna be a real spiritual journey.
I'm ready for that. I'll watch it.
Watch him at
So who are a couple
Don't
more
know.
like movie
I haven't-
stars that, in your estimation?
Yeah.
Well, we've mentioned who are the ones we mentioned so far?
Will
Johnny
Smith?
Depp, Tom Cruise, Will Smith. Chris Pratt is kind of heading that way. I feel.
I think. Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh,
Yes.
Jennifer
yeah.
Lawrence.
Fucking
is
Jennifer
definitely-
Lawrence.
More than Chris Pratt. The thing for me is I think Chris Pratt is still in the fairly early phase in a
Yeah.
sense, because like Parks and Rec only ended like 3 years ago,
Which is crazy.
which is insane, you know. And I mean,
Yeah, it
he's
ended
only
just
been in
before
the
Guardians, didn't it?
yeah he's
Yeah.
only, oh no, after Guardians.
After Guardians.
Guardians.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
they had a hilarious joke.
Yeah.
So in the late season,
Yeah.
when he came back to shoot
Oh.
Parks and Rec, when he was all ripped and
No,
everything.
no, it was that episode was shot in London.
Yes,
and
because
just
he was
before
there.
he started production, but
Yeah.
obviously he was already shredded.
Yeah, it was already shredded, and like Adam
Oh, was
Scott's
that when he? Was,
Yeah.
Adam
was
Scott's
that with
character
Peter
is like-
Serafinovich.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
Adam Scott's character is like, dude, you look great. What did you do? He's just like, I stopped drinking beer.
Like, how much beer were you drinking?
He was like, a lot.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
great. I mean, that's it's actually insane because he's so ubiquitous now. But before Guardians of the Galaxy,
No idea who he was.
he was not a star.
He was
right?
not.
He was that
not.
funny guy from
The
Parks and Rec.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's kind of going in that direction. I think he needs to branch out a little bit more with his characters, lest he be stuck in that kind of.
Yeah, he hasn't shown a lot of range, to be
No.
honest, as an actor. Like, he just kind of sticks to his semi-serious comedy
And
movies.
it's not
and
to say that he
action
can't
movies.
do it, because I think he
No.
could
But I
nail
just
it if
think
given the
it's-
chance.
I
I
just
just
think
think
that-
But I need to
um,
see it.
Yeah, I mean, 4 years is a very small window.
Yeah,
he's just
yeah,
done-
but
it's just that
it
he's
is a
done
long
lot.
enough window to pigeonhole yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also
Especially on the back of Marvel's branding of
So
you.
yeah, so
I think
I
he-
would like to see him branch out. And I'm just hoping he doesn't get.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him there just yet. Give him a couple of years.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and Jennifer Lawrence did show that she can act with mother.
With mother!
exclamation point.
Correct.
Yeah, the movie itself,
6 out of 10.
but she did a hell of an acting in that.
She did an acting.
She did an acting. I
Javier is
assume.
scary in that movie.
But yeah, she also kind of. But yeah, she's also I think a movie star.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
No, after
through
the
and
Hunger
through.
Games really took off. I
It was
mean,
difficult for her not to be.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's why they started centering the X-Men movies on her.
Yeah.
What a great decision that was.
What a fantastic decision. That the one scene that made me want to. I've mentioned it before, but I'm just going to mention it again because I
Go
thought
for
of
it.
it. Is that scene where Apocalypse meets Storm
Yeah.
and like he's
Oh
in her
my
house and then she's got a
God.
picture. She's got a picture of Mystique up on the wall, and she's like, the
great freedom fighter.
of nothing. She's just like, he's just glancing around, and then like he glances vaguely in the direction, like, I want to be like her. She's a great fighter.
I do. I remember that scene now.
That is.
Hey, can we make this a tangent about X-Men? Because I've got some things about X-Men.
Yeah, let's go off on this tangent because I'm wondering, in this like timeline, is Nightcrawler her child?
No,
I don't think so.
not in
Maybe.
this
They don't have
timeline.
the same accent, so it's impossible.
Because
Accents are
she
genetic.
was with Magneto and Azazel for a little while. And like the time gap between the first movie and Apocalypse was 20 odd years.
Yeah, maybe, but that's not that's not the tangent I want to go off of.
That's okay.
I have a different
what was
tangent.
your tangent? Here. Sorry.
My
Satan.
tangent was two things. So they pushed out the release of Dark Phoenix again. It's now coming out sometime in 2019. It was supposed to come out this October or
Does
November.
that mean they've moved New Mutants again?
Ooh, that's an
I'll be very
important
They
question.
maybe have. I'm not sure.
Those motherfuckers.
No, but you know what the other thing is? There was one good thing about X-Men Apocalypse, which I will give them. That final shot where they're all in their costumes that are very sort of Jim Lee comics accurate. Yeah. So you know that, right? And how cool it would have been to see that. Of course they're not doing that. They're retconning that.
Of course they are.
Of course they
Of
are.
course they are, because those costumes looked kind of like the comics, and I liked it. It was taking inspiration from them without being direct carbon copies, because nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Not shot for
Nobody
shot.
wants to
It's
see
it would
that
be stupid.
actor who plays Scott Summers in neon blue and yellow. I can't even remember his name.
Havoc.
No, the other one. The one who's supposed to be his brother, but that doesn't track in the timeline.
Oh, Cable.
Yes. Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
That's the one. Metal Arm. Threw me off.
The man made by Rob Liefeld.
Yes.
Oh, Bucky.
No, pouches.
Wait, how did we get on Deadpool?
We were talking about X-Men.
We were talking about X-Men. Did you find anything about New Mutants?
Yeah.
There doesn't give anything about that being rescheduled. It's
Okay.
just the Dark Phoenix that was pushed back for...
Yeah. Also, people are worried about it because there hasn't been a trailer yet.
Well, and also because Apocalypse sucked balls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I definitely feel like they've laid more than enough groundwork for something like Dark Phoenix. Definitely. I think
We know what
we're
the score is.
We're all deeply invested in the current Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And I think we're all,
Yeah.
just
She was
ready,
so well fleshed out and so
because she had a
ready to be.
nightmare at a stage,
Yeah.
didn't she? I mean, I relate immediately.
I
I'm
had
ready.
a nightmare once. I think what our discussion about Dark Phoenix and Sophie Turner, something that's coming to films a lot now and will lead to, I think, a lot of movie stars are big name people that make it in really popular series.
Yeah.
And you know who's really guilty of it is
Finn Wolfhard.
not Finn Wolfhard. What is Amelia Clark? She is a terrible.
No. Do you know what's worse than that?
What?
Is fucking
Yeah.
the
Peter Dinklage.
Yes. Yeah. He also
He
a terrible,
can't act for
terrible
shit.
actor. He was the
He was definitely like the
The
weakest
worst,
part
yeah.
of Infinity War.
and in Three Billboards.
I was watching it.
And in 3 Billboards.
I was watching it.
terrible.
I couldn't understand that like a dialect coach didn't listen to him and just immediately shoot themselves.
Yeah.
Like this weird.
I mean, if a
vague-
video game was like, no thank you.
Yeah, a video game was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
made a
we'll
mistake.
get Nolan North
not
in,
even
thanks.
just a video game. Destiny.
Yeah.
Destiny was like, no thank you.
And in the second stage of its dying life cycle was like, no, we've got to
Yeah,
do
no,
something.
he is bad.
Yeah.
In X-Men as well, like he's just not a good actor.
I do
You're right,
hope.
Amelia Clarke as well.
She's fucking terrible. Have you seen her
I do
solo
hope
stuff?
it does keep happening for Lena Headey though, because she can act.
Oh,
Who's she again?
man. Mama.
Mama.
In
Mama
Dread,
in
also
Dread.
Cersei Lannister.
Yeah.
in-
Yeah.
Game of
She
Thrones.
is
Yeah.
actually a good actress.
She's actually a good actress, and in recent years, she's picked some interesting roles to play.
Weirdly enough, she's gotten a lot of roles through recommendations from Peter Dinklage.
That's weird.
Like, the reason she's Cersei is because Peter Dinklage put her name forward.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank goodness, because she's a...
Like,
She's
he
one
does
of my-
well in the show, but I think he's a screen actor more than a movie actor.
I think he's just a one-trick pony. Actually, I think he can play a character, and that character is the character he's playing in the Game of Thrones. And all his other characters are kind of just variations on that.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, he's never struck me as someone that's like just an actor.
I think all like the fairly fresh Game of Thrones actors are somewhat like that. I haven't seen Kit Harington in anything other than like VO work, which he wasn't bad at. I mean, he was in How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah.
He was also the villain in one of the Call of Duty games. I forget which one.
Oh.
He was in one of the COD blops.
Wasn't Kevin Spacey?
No. He was Infinite
That's
Warfare.
Oh.
He was the one in Infinite Warfare, where he was the space Nazi villain, I think.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they've like essentially grown up, as it were, as
these
TV
kind of
actors.
mega stars.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not really. It's not really TV in the traditional sense.
It's not. But
It's
it's
because
still
entertainment.
Because they've sort of they're in this weird middle ground between film and television, where TV, instead of just being like seen as the lower form of entertainment, has become the last sort of 5 to 10 years, just progressively more like this grand canvas, and it's become more cinematic.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people are saying, they'd rather break into big time like HBO style TV, something like Westworld.
It's got a longer.
Yeah, the shelf life is
more than film.
Yeah, because it's more money for them. It's more success.
I think also after like how many seasons has it been? 7
This
seasons.
is the 8th one coming out.
Yeah,
The last one.
really
So
fucking hell.
they've kind of really settled into those characters.
Yeah.
So it must be rather difficult to kind of break away and play someone else, especially if that's like.
I would agree with that for the kids, because
Yeah,
the
but
kids have grown
But
up
they
doing
all
that.
they all started as really young actors in there. Did you see Emilia Clarke in anything before she was
No,
the Mother of Dragons?
no, but my reason, and the reason is typified by the fact that she's a terrible actress. Like even as the Khaleesi, I don't 100% buy her. I never have. I've never been on board with her as an actor. Like it's just not there for me. I don't know. Maybe it's personal prejudice. I don't know.
I don't think it's hard for a professional actor to then go on and play another character. I think it's hard for them to get jobs as a different character.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest
Maybe
thing.
that's part of what makes them into
I mean,
these
like,
movie
you're-
stars. Like you said, like they're just getting, with Sean Connery, like they're just getting cast as these
Yeah,
things.
it's like script writers will often put in, and producers, when they're fleshing out a film, they'll often say things like we said, a Robert Redford type. They'll often say, like, okay, cool, this character is essentially this person, and then they'll be like, cool, well, let's see if we can get
I
them.
mean, maybe they just need the right director to pull it out of them.
That's
like
entirely
like you
possible.
just said with Mother
Yeah.
and Jennifer Lawrence,
And-
or
And
what's his
who
name?
could-
Shia LaBeouf with
and whoever
David
directed
Ayer.
whoever directed Colossal, actually, with Anne Hathaway. Like I was never 100% sold on her. She was good in Devil Wears Prada. I like that, but like I was never like, man, that's a fucking good actress.
Yeah.
But like then Colossal, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, so I think
Alright.
it's very much up to an actor with them. I mean, up to the director to be able to like
To draw
get
it out.
these performances out.
Yeah, because I mean, someone like Steve Carell got consistently typecast, from his role in The Office until
And then
Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher, where it was so good.
Yeah,
And
Yes.
then
Performance.
after Foxcatcher, he basically got the choice of which projects he wants to
Yeah.
do.
Oh, I'm excited for that new movie of his with the little
army
toy
man.
man.
Yeah.
Hollywood, the thing is, Hollywood, as much as they play it safe with projects, it's the same thing with casting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You're
Who's hot
not
right
gonna,
now?
You're not gonna go,
I need a name.
You wouldn't, after The Office, have gone and cast Steve Carell in, say, a horror film or something necessarily. Like they tend to play it safe until an actor has enough.
Yeah.
Which is
clout.
why I think one of the first big roles, I think timeline-wise, I'm right here, he did after Office was Little Miss Sunshine, which was like a Fox Searchlight, which is like smaller level sort of production, which makes sense because everybody was like, oh, we need the comedy man, we need the funny man. And he's like, no, I don't want to be a funny man.
Yeah, and you can actually see by the time Anchorman 2 rolled around, like,
He was checked
over it.
out.
yeah, he was not breaking.
Because he's more.
10
He is more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an actor.
There you go. There's an actor.
Yeah.
I actually find a lot of comedy actors do really well when cast in dramatic roles.
Yeah, they've got these like hidden depths that they've never been allowed to explore almost, because
And a lot of
they
it
make the
is-
laugh. Ha ha ha.
A lot of it is the project.
Absolutely.
That day. Yeah.
I mean,
think it's a lot harder, I think, for a serious actor to be cast in a comedy than vice versa.
yeah, no, definitely. But I mean, I hate to bring up the man we now hate, but if you just cast your minds back to the 90s, I mean, a good example of that was Jim Carrey was a movie star.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
Ace Ventura, The Mask, all those films, and then he did that.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
No,
Mind.
even before that, the one where that takes place in a theater.
Ace Ventura 2.
No, I'll think of it now. It
Detective,
was.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll
Detecting
bring it
more
up.
Pets.
Detecting more transphobia.
Yeah.
Old, right?
And he also did Truman Show.
oh, yes.
yeah,
I
yeah,
really
Oh, yeah,
enjoyed
Truman
it.
Show.
was very
yeah,
good.
Truman
I-
Show was really
But
good.
then also like on the comedy weird side was like Me, Myself, and Irene,
yeah,
Yeah.
which was just
It was a mixed bag at that point, which is...
I enjoyed it when it came out, but I
oh
was
yeah,
really young.
like but like I
was
enjoyed
really
eating
young.
paste when I was a child.
That's true. It shows.
I know. Developmentally, the doctors have said there's no way I can
Asbestos
fix it.
taste.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Man
He's a
on the
paste.
Moon. That's the one I'm.
Man on the Moon.
That's the one I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about.
Oh yeah.
No, like,
he's...
I mean, that was
Charlie
in nine.
Kaufman? Wasn't it Andy Kaufman?
Andy Kaufman.
Andy Cole. I don't know these people.
Yeah.
What
But-
do I know about movies and people who've been in movies?
I think several times you've said
Yeah,
many, many important and insightful things.
Whoa.
I think there might even be. I think
He has
I'm
stated
gonna-
facts in the
I'm
past.
gonna go out on
You're
a.
already a host, Thomas. No need to blow smoke up my ass.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there might be a record on the internet.
Don't know where you track that down.
No, but I'm gonna go.
Archive.org. Oh no!
Hey!
They're also paying Marcus?
Yes.
Everybody's paying Marcus.
Yeah, he's getting cut in. We need a lawyer up here.
You need to get a piece of that pie.
I'll send you the details to my lawyer. He'll cut you guys in.
Nice.
Nice.
They're
Like,
listening right now.
like I said, like regardless of what he's been doing recently, like
Yeah,
Jim
yeah.
Carrey was one of those that went from being a movie star back to actually being an actor and getting to pick his roles.
And
Yeah.
it's now
I mean-
kind of...
And it's now he's doing. Have you seen the movie he's doing now, where he's like a dark, gritty Polish detective?
Oh yeah, apparently
Yeah.
that's appalling.
He's playing this like you like remember his like dark, gritty series like number 23 thing. This is like this is like that, Polish times about 100.
Yeah, apparently I think that's the one that I read about, which is just like
Like complete
Yeah.
train,
disaster.
absolute train wreck.
Yeah.
What you were saying, interestingly, about comedy actors that do really well in serious roles, immediately sprung to my mind was Sam Rockwell.
Yes.
Yes.
He could like, and I think the first time I saw him,
Moon.
was Moon, and so good.
Did you see Moon before Iron Man 2?
No, I saw it after.
Iron Man 2, he was still flexing his
Like,
comedy
He
chops.
Yeah.
was that was comedy man. He was
Yeah.
he's self tan on his hands,
Yeah.
you know, like he was gagging it up.
The ex-wife.
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, like
You know, it was...
and then seeing like real acting in Moon
Yeah.
was really impressive. And then
Yeah,
in Three
it
Billboards
annoys me when
as well.
people say comedy isn't real acting.
It's not comedy. Like you can't grade different styles of acting. Like some people are better
I
at doing.
can.
Oh, cool.
Well,
Yeah.
please do.
Provide a competitive.
There's like the really dark, like sort of gloomy acting.
Would you say edgelord 90s acting is the pinnacle of an actor's
Yeah, for
ability?
sure.
Cool.
Absolutely.
I thought so.
I agree with the Academy.
Mhm.
And
Well, you
then-
agree with the fans.
Yeah, yeah. that's
Because I
it.
mean, The Crow is the greatest film ever made.
absolutely, that one killed.
that movie.
Its actor. No, I also actually really enjoy The Crow.
And you know, comedy acting is
Jason has died.
and comedy
He's
acting is
checked out.
just like goofs, you know.
It's just
people-
like people showing
jumping
up.
Anybody can go up and goof.
It's just people jumping around.
We
throwing
tell
pies in
jokes
each
for
other's
fuck's
face.
sakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've told several jokes, and where's my
Even
Academy
in the
Award?
yeah, where's
Or Mail Graham.
That's why they don't have an Academy Award for comedy acting.
Yeah, or Netflix movies.
Yeah.
it's a travesty?
You know what they should do? What they should do is like after Spielberg dies, they should have like
The
they should
Spielberg
have
Award for Excellence, and it's a Netflix.
streaming film.
Yes.
Yes. Just real passive.
get it
After
done,
Netflix
Graham.
takes over the industry, they just like, lol.
Well, Netflix, at time of recording this, Netflix had proposed like the biggest budget
Is
for
it
new
18
movies and
billion?
entertainment.
12 billion. I
Yeah,
think.
Yeah.
bigger than
For
any
1,000
other.
new projects by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bigger than any other studio. And at the time of recording, last time I checked, at least, Netflix as a company is valued higher than Disney. Or at least
Yeah,
it was
in-
about a month,
Yeah,
6 weeks ago.
That's sort of super inflated because they value them per subscriber.
Yeah,
and it's like
something like
it's
that.
hugely inflated. But yeah, like
Yeah.
they are. I mean, they're like the Amazon of TV.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
which really sucks for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, exactly. Amazon, they
sad, 'cause Amazon
did
Prime's
they
got
did
nice
that survey
stuff.
recently of US adults and where like they sort of and Netflix was sort of the most popular way to view, and Amazon Prime had like 5% of the share, less than premium cable.
And that's sad because
less than
Amazon's
Hulu.
actually got a
Yeah.
really nice selection of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and their original content is like pretty good. They've got some
Remember
quality shows.
that Lord of the Rings thing is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
that's going to drive.
They've also got
subscribers.
a
I mean, they've
fantastic
invested
selection of B grades.
They've
Yes.
invested $1 billion in that Lord of the Rings series.
You mean Jeff Bezos has?
Yeah.
That is a lot
Yeah.
of dollars.
Jeff Bezos has that
My
in
maths
his
is
like
correct.
12.
in his glove box.
Yeah, that's
he just
like in his
opened his
outlook.
glove box and
It's
he was
in
like,
his-
"Oh, $1 billion fell out."
And he was just driving past a bunch of cosplayers. And he's like, make a show.
Here's $1 billion.
And he's
bye.
like, and later on he's like, oh yeah, I gave $1 billion for Lord of the Rings. And it's like, it's being reported, those guys, they fucked off.
they just left with a big suitcase of money.
It's like, why is this show not materialized?
Fell out his car door when he opened it. He was too lazy to pick
I
it
mean-
up, and he's like, "You."
To be fair, of that billion, 250 million is for licensing. That's what the
Yeah.
license cost.
Well, would you let that go?
No, but I
Like-
mean, that's still more than I expected.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but
I mean, that's Disney territory. right
yeah,
there.
for
That's
buyout
crazy.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully that's good. But yeah, what Amazon Prime is doing is with their quality stuff, it's also pretty good. I mean, Transparent, I've watched a couple of episodes. That's a pretty good show with Jeffrey Tambor. Even though he's now been accused of things and left the show.
Oh dear.
But everyone was accused of something.
Well, he was accused of leaving the show,
Yeah.
and those allegations were proven correct.
Yes.
They were proven false, but
Yeah.
in a fit of rage, he then left. the show.
It's
The,
quite
the-
ironic.
the main
really.
difference for me between Amazon Prime and Netflix is it comes down to, your standard boilerplate, like pure entertainment, pull the numbers type of shows, right? So, because a good example is Amazon Prime trying to revive Top Gear.
Yeah.
Oh really? They're doing that?
Grand Tour. No,
Grand Tour.
They've
It's-
already
They've
done
done
two
that.
seasons.
Yeah, Jamie Clarkson, James May, James Hammond, like that, and that's not really pulling
It
subscribers.
did actually. It was their when that premiered.
It was like
it was
a
their,
flagship.
It was their biggest spike in
Yeah.
subscribers ever. Like and
Yeah.
the viewing, I think, was like 3 times more than its closest
Yeah,
rival.
which was dwarfed when Netflix released Fuller House, which is a terrible
Yeah.
piece of shit.
yeah.
But it's what the people want. So
Yeah, I mean the Adam Sandler films.
The Adam Sandler
he's got
things.
a multi-film deal because these films pull huge numbers.
Yeah.
For some reason.
he's a movie
Because
star
people are idiots.
Yeah.
Adam
he
Sandler
he
is a movie
he
star.
is a movie star.
Yeah.
because he uses movies as an excuse to go on holiday with his friends.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
What a
And then they make
dickhead.
literally the most racist thing ever.
Yeah.
No, the most racist thing ever was the Western show that he did where they got real Native Americans to play the Native Americans, and there were so many racist jokes that they all just left the set
Oh really?
in the middle of filming.
Huh.
Ouch.
And they
I was gonna say, like, this
Was
sounds
that-
really,
that
this
the-
sounds really progressive until midway through the story.
But then you realize Adam Sandler's involved and there would be no cultural sensitivity.
Yeah.
They all got them back eventually, somehow. I think largely.
Monies.
Yeah, but like it did happen. So
So who would you consider? For me, probably like the definitive actor of this generation is John C. Reilly. for no reason other than I just love him.
Oh, I like how your voice broke a little bit there when you were
Yeah,
talking
I
about it. It
got
was
super
very cute.
emotional. I got
It
really
was really
emotional.
cute. Yeah.
It's
That
just-
was a really sincere moment on
Yeah.
this podcast.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, like, I don't have any objective data to back it up. He's just
that's
He-
fine.
You just really
he is
love him.
great in things, and I always
he
enjoy
is
him
actually
in things.
he's actually widely considered like one of the finest character actors alive.
I could
Like,
I could buy
seriously,
that.
yeah.
Are you kidding? I could buy
But yeah, he's just great.
that. I'd buy that for $1.
I could
You
I
should
could
never have come here.
This is a terrible.
We're all gonna die.
I could buy that just on me repeat watching Walk Hard like so
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
Like I just fucking love that movie so much. I love John C. Reilly in it because he's
Yeah.
just the perfect parody of a Johnny Cash type.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, in my mind, he was almost like brought on as like a Will Ferrell sidekick into the movie.
He
was.
absolutely.
outshone him almost
Yeah.
immediately.
Oh yeah, in leagues.
Yeah.
In
And
absolute.
then you got
leagues.
Jonah Hill who's cut in half in Walk Hard. When his brother
Wrong kid,
Wrong
down.
kid
the
died.
wrong kid died.
I forgot that was Johnny
That
Hill.
was Johnny Hill.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like I watch it often. That's how I
I
know.
need to watch that again.
What's
And the
he?
music, the
What's
music
he
is amazing.
doing?
Yeah. Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Riding
He's
Seth
working
Rogen's
for.
coattails?
No, he's working for Scorsese now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
in
what
the.
capacity?
As a
Since,
PA,
since
like-
Wolf of Wall Street, he's been
Yeah.
on that Scorsese train.
Yeah.
Different set of coattails.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's good for him. I'm happy.
Good for him. Yeah.
Yeah, John. Obviously, if you're speaking actors, you're gonna bring up DDL.
Yeah.
Because,
He's number
Yeah.
one. He's number one big dog.
and of course, Meryl Streep can play anybody in anything and
At any
nail it.
time. Well, after watching again recently Dark Tower, we got to talk about Gary Oldman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes.
Legendary character actor
Yeah, that's
Gary
the thing,
Oldman.
he's not just an actor, he's character actor.
Yeah, he disappears into his roles that so many times I've watched a movie and then seen the credits at the end and be like, shit, that was Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's got some
Like
real chops.
like Blanchett actually. Kate.
Cape on
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
I mean, I'm not there. That sort of quasi
Have you watched
Bob
it?
Dylan. I love it. Okay, so I'm not there is
Yeah.
basically a Bob Dylan biopic, but it's split up with like his different personas are portrayed by different actors,
That's cool.
And one
So-
of them is Kate.
and one of them is Kate, and she plays Bob Dylan perfectly. I mean, she acts, she is Bob Dylan. But you've got different actors reprising different aspects. Like when he became a preacher late in life, they've got Christian Bale playing that version of him.
He's also a good actor.
He is.
He
and
is a
again,
good
like
actor.
disappearing into characters.
Yeah.
Like the machinist versus Batman.
If you want to see
Six
some
months or something between those.
if you want to see some good acting, watch I'm Not There for like because
It's
those
crazy where like for the Nobel Prize period where they got Viola Davis to play him, like fucking nuts. I just guessed.
no, but
a fair guess.
David Cross does play Allen Ginsberg
Oh,
in
yeah.
a cameo. Yeah.
I feel like a lot
Nice.
of actors also get hard done by being cast as movie stars.
Michael Fassbender.
No, he's just not a great actor.
He
I'm
is a
talking
great
about-
actor.
I'm talking about people like Robert Pattinson, the fella that was in Twilight.
Dude, he is so good. He was fucking fantastic in Rover, which you still have to watch because it'll break you. It'll fucking break you. I know it
I
will.
am keen, really
And
keen to watch that.
I watched a movie of his that came out, I think, last year or the year before, with a deliciously synthy soundtrack, by the way. Score, rather, called Good Times, where he plays, I suppose, career criminal. He plays a criminal with a brother that is on the autism spectrum, and he involves him in his crimes, and the film takes place over, like, one night in the morning, and it's just it's uncomfortably tense to watch. And again, his acting is so good and his accents are perfect. And in Rover, he plays somebody on the autism spectrum, and it is one of the finest portrayals I've ever seen.
So not like Ben Affleck in The Accountant.
No.
also another movie star, I think.
Yeah,
Ben
I
Affleck.
would say
Yeah.
he's a movie star.
Because I mean, he got. You see, he was doing okay. Then Kevin Smith happened, and then he became a movie star, because Kevin Smith typecast him in the Mallrats. He was in Mallrats, then he was in Dogma, and then he was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and that
And then
terrible.
he was in Armageddon.
And it was in Armageddon. I mean, it's either that when he's not directing himself, he tends to be that guy from Boston. It's only when he
Yeah.
directs himself
that you get things like
that
The
you
Town.
get things like
exactly,
The Town
The Town.
and Zurich. And
Yeah.
wait, was it? Did he do Zurich?
No,
Yes.
no, you're thinking of the one where they make the fake movie to get the people out.
Yes.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he's a movie star. That's why they cast him as Batman.
Yeah, I think that's another example of people who are movie stars under certain directors, like movie stars most of the time, and then under certain directors can act.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's that bringing out
Yeah.
that we talked about.
And he could just do it for himself
Yeah.
When he wants, I guess.
when he feels like it.
Today I'm gonna come to work. Tomorrow, no.
That's the best part of my day, though, is when I arrive at work and I turn around and I don't see him behind me, and then for those 5 seconds that I don't see him, and I think he's gone on to do things by himself.
That's
Those are the best. Those are the best 5 seconds of my day.
a great time.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Good Will Hunting. He says a similar line to Matt Damon's character.
That was a good acting role of his.
That was that not his breakout role?
I want to say it was, yeah.
I have a confession to make.
Did he play Will Hunting?
No,
Mr. Hunting.
Well, actually, there were 2 Will Huntings in the movie.
Good old Will
There
Hunting.
was Matt Damon who played a Will Hunting and Ben Affleck who played a Will Hunting, but Ben Affleck was the bad Will Hunting.
Yeah, the
Okay.
nega Will Hunting, if you
Oh.
will.
I've never seen Good Will Hunting.
That's okay.
It's not your fault.
Society did this to you.
It was the man.
Yeah, it's not your fault, Marcus.
Okay.
We forgive you.
No, Marcus, listen to me. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. That's more lines from the movie.
Let's put Ant-Man at him. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scotty.
Ant-Man and
Scott.
the Wasp. Teaming up.
Scott.
Hey,
Scott.
This was
Dr. Pym.
my daughter.
Oh my god.
Ghost.
Oh shit, he has seen the movie.
Oh, he was
What?
pulling a ruse.
No, I've seen the trailer.
He was pulling a ruse.
Oh.
That's that phrase, right? Pulling
Yeah.
a ruse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It took him a while to build up to it. It was like super complicated. It was a ruse
Like a
Goldberg
tiny net.
machine.
Crabbies.
That was a good waffle.
Oh, waffles are delicious.